Hello, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Ball. This week, I'm joined by Connor.
How's it going, everyone?
I'm joined by Paddy.
Thanks very much.
So we are just fresh off the podcast. There, we were joined by Key Fatty Lads. That was an interesting podcast. We went down a different route, I think, with that one. Keith's a very kind of religious guy, a very spiritual guy, and he brought us on, I suppose, his own little journey of where he kind of went through as a footballer and stuff like that. And it was something different, but I thought it was a really good story. Connor, what did you make?
It's great to have him on. It's great, yeah. Some interesting stuff.
Didn't know Paddy changed his name, but anyway.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
Or something. No, it was. We all know what kind of demons Keith had when you heard about it in the tabloids, I suppose, years ago. So it's good to see he's found a new direction, a new lease of life when he came back over, and he's going to finish with football.
Yeah, Paddy, what was your overall thoughts on it? Like it was something different, something we've never, like, not that like we've never experienced it. Jesus, we'd swear like we've never learned about religion right now, but just to talk to somebody that's kind of had a really good footballing career and come out and found that side of religion, like that's.
But I don't think the football career was any reason why he found religion. I think it was, all the other stuff in his life, as he talked about his parents breaking up when he was young, and I suppose that can have such a big effect if you've no support network around you, and moving away from home, playing in like a different country, like it's a unique experience that not many people can relate to, because we all grow up in our family homes. So if you don't have that structure in at that time in your life, they're really formative years. And to find out how he dealt with that through playing as a professional footballer, and now after coming out the other side of it and finding religion, which is after helping him, it's good to hear. Inspiring in a way, I'd say.
Yeah, so look, if anybody hasn't checked out the podcast, I really recommend just check it out. You can get it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the whole lot. Or if you want to watch it, you can watch it here on the YouTube channel, or you can get it on Facebook and Twitter as well. And we will clip the odd thing or two and put it on TikTok as well. So make sure you're following us on TikTok as well. We're here to look at Game Week 29, lads. Game Week 28 still does have a couple of games going on. So Chelsea and Norwich, Southampton and Newcastle.
Show, are we?
We're not doing a fashion show, unfortunately. We still may come back to it, Paddy. I think you've been blessed that we have guests on, because now we don't have a fashion show.
I don't know why we're not looping the guests in. Thanks for telling us about that, Keith.
We should. Yeah.
Will you rate Norwich's kit for this?
Yeah. How would you rate Norwich?
Can you model this for us?
There's 4 other games that we haven't talked about, lads. So when we're saying they're this level in the table, they might not be there on Saturday. So we're going to jump into the first game, which is Brighton and Liverpool. Connor, come to you first. Obviously, being the Liverpool fan, is the league back on for Liverpool?
It's mad because it's been so long since we've done this last, and I think it's still the same situation where whoever wins the City Liverpool game in April is the favourite to run away, not to run away with it, but to run on with it. Yeah. So I don't think anything has changed in that. I still think it is going to come down to that game. It is a big 6-pointer for the cliche. I don't see either side dropping too many points in between. So yeah, it's good to see. It's a little bit more entertaining than it was if they were 6 or 9 points ahead, and then that game just drags them a little bit closer. The game will bring them level if they're able to get back in. And Liverpool I'm just watching them now, are playing some good stuff at the moment, albeit being beaten at home 1-0 by Inter Milan at the moment, but 2-1 up on aggregate. But no, this is another game. I'd fancy Liverpool to get a result, to continue on the good form they've had against the mid and lower end team so far this season. They've won their last 12 games in a row, excluding this one that's going on right now. So the fact still stands for the next 8 minutes. And Brighton haven't looked like they did at the start of the season for kind of the first 8 or 9 games. They're struggling to score. They are conceding more now than they had been. I don't know if
lost their last 4 games.
If losing Dan Burn and stuff has made that much of a difference, it obviously has. I fancy Liverpool. I'm going to say 2-0 Liverpool. I'm going to back Diego Jota to get back into the squad after injury and to get a goal.
For Liverpool, I have to give them a little bit of props. I thought they would struggle without the likes of Mane and Salah, and they got through it actually pretty well, which I thought was the kind of defining.
Well, they pretended to have COVID though.
This is true. This is true.
It is true, right? Yeah.
No other score. Got it. Paddy, what do you reckon of this one? And just a quick one on, do you reckon that the race is over, or do you think Liverpool are back in it?
I don't know.
It's going to kill you to say it.
No, it's absolutely still open. No, sure, I fucking hate them both equally. No, I probably hate Liverpool a little bit more. But
you do, 100% you do.
Yeah, no.
You don't know City fans except for Cully's dad. That's why.
Yeah, and Rory.
Rory.
And they're
and Row.
Yeah, the league is definitely much still on, but City the weekend against a poor United team were amazing, really, really good. So yeah, it's going to be very, very, very hard to win it for Liverpool. They're going to have to win, I think, every single game coming to the rest of the season, because I can't see City dropping more than the 3 to 6 points that they need Liverpool to drop, or Liverpool need them to drop. So can Liverpool win maximum points from now till the end of the season? Possibly, but I think this weekend is going to be a bit of a banana skin. The 12:30 start after European week, I'm going to go for a draw, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw and Van Dijk to score first, because he's missed a good few tonight now. I've been watching the match here, and yeah.
Okay, I hope he scores, because I have him in my fancy football. Yeah, lads, I think Liverpool are probably going to win this one fairly handy. I think it'll probably be 3-1. I think Liverpool will squeeze through tonight. I don't think they'll concede another goal there. So I'm going to go with 3-1, and I'm going to say Salah to score, because the chap's he's a god. Right.
Why'd you leave him out of your team of the year, though?
Oh, fucking don't bring that back up. Fuck's sake. I'll never live that one down. Lads, on to the next one. We'll just get score predictions on this one. Brentford and Burnley. Connor, come to you first.
Good win for Brentford against Norwich. Ivan Toney back on scoring form. Burnley struggled in the last two games, albeit against top level opposition. I'm going to say 2-1 Brentford, and I'm going to back. I'm going to go Christian Eriksen.
Oh, nice. Good to see him back. Paddy, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think because of the results Burnley have had lately, they're going to be shutting up shop. So I'm going to go for a big dirty 0-0 on this one.
Do you know what I think? I think now we're at the stage of the season where teams that are like the likes of Burnley, Everton, Watford even, they might start getting these weird results that they probably wouldn't usually get. I know you're going to say
Everton last night.
Yeah. I know you're going to say that. But I think you'll start getting some really weird kind of results now coming into the last kind of run, where teams will pick up points that you probably wouldn't usually expect them to pick up, but they have that little bit of extra motivation because they're obviously trying to avoid relegation. So
with the Everton game last night, actually, does that prove that Lampard is shit?
No, I think it proves everything are shit, because it was happening before he got there. So I'm actually going to go with a 1-0 win for Burnley. I don't really think Brentford are going to get relegated, but I don't think they're too good to do anything else there. So did Liverpool just concede?
No, they didn't. Luis Diaz should have wrapped it up.
All right, okay. What a player, by the way. Lads, on to the next one. Man United versus Spurs. Paddy, will come to you first. How do you see this one going? United are an absolute circus at the moment. Getting absolutely skilled by Manchester City. We're talking boys versus men. We heard, I think, Roy Keane saying it. It literally was that, and it was actually quite pathetic. I think in the last 15 minutes, City had 92% possession against 8, which is unheard of from a Manchester United team. I know we're talking about a different fucking animal altogether with City, but what was your thoughts on that?
It was shit.
Give me more.
It was absolutely horrible. I don't think, but that's this whole.
Feel it in my plums.
I'm reading lots of stuff on the internet the last while about. Well, that's true. It's true. The stats don't lie. United have had the most chances created, but they've still been shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely dire.
Crap.
I've never had a season before that there was such big expectations. I can't remember since Ferguson left.
Before.
Going towards the end of the season. Now with the players we signed and all coming into the season, there was big hopes, and it's just been an absolute write-off.
Last year, Graham Nolan said they were going to win the league.
As soon as Solskjaer was sacked and they brought him in, it was just we'll just forget about the season. Just do what we want to do. And even this for this game now, we're what? behind Arsenal, they have 3 games in hand, and the same with Spurs or something like that. There's no way we're going to get 4th spot. I don't know.
And so, like looking at where United are going now. So obviously you have Rangnick, who's obviously going to step aside. I don't think he's going to get the job there.
No way.
You're not going to get 4th position. You're not going to have Champions League football. Ronaldo during the week has pulled out of the team by saying he doesn't want to be on the bench, so he doesn't want to even travel with the squad against Manchester City, one of their biggest rivals. That for me is absolutely ridiculous. No, this is confirmed
it's only beyond the road as well. It's not like he's traveling to fucking Kazakhstan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
10 minutes away.
Beyond the Ball have confirmed that Ronaldo pulled out because he told us directly. But like, forget about that. What I'm trying to get to here. Oh yeah, hold on a second. Can I use that? Can I?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Breaking news. Beyond the Ball can confirm that Ronaldo pulled out of the squad because he didn't want to play. No, but I'm just thinking now, right? So you're not getting 4th position, you're getting your manager's gone. But now, how are you going to attract players? You don't have Champions League football. Now, it depends on obviously what manager comes in there. But you're going to have to try to get players now that see Manchester United as a project rather than as a potential to win something.
It's a 3 or 4 year job for anyone.
Who's going to want it? Like, what footballer is going to want to come in there for a 3 or 4 year job when they could play at I know, but are United going to do that though? Are they going to splash that? Like, Ronaldo's probably going to leave in the summer.
Hopefully he does.
So do you think he was a mistake signing Ronaldo?
In hindsight, maybe. But
no. If that was at City, if that was City now and Ronaldo playing for them, it would be the greatest signing ever.
No, I want to know, yes or no, was it a mistake?
No.
What? Come on. You don't think it was a mistake? You don't think that Ollie had a great little project happening there at the end of last season?
Ronaldo didn't cause this shit season.
I don't know. Everything changed when he came in.
He didn't cause this season. No, United were inconsistent under Ole. They were always inconsistent.
Finished off strong though.
He would make them look like world beaters after 10 games, and then they'd go on a run of 5 or 6 games, and he'd be hanging on to his job, and then they'd go on a run again. It was just the Ole way.
Yeah. Shambles. So give us your score prediction on this one then, Paddy. just a defeated man talking about United, and it's great to see. I love it. I love to see this.
I'm gonna go with a 2-0 win to United.
Okay, and who's gonna score?
Sancho.
Nice one. Sancho's been quality actually. Connor, what do you reckon?
I've never seen 2 managers want to get sacked as much in my life. Both of them have come out and said they're not staying past the summer. So, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, this is fucking...
Do you know trade? Do you know what? An actual manager trade there could be a fucking good show.
Yeah, but not for Daniel Levy. It wouldn't be a good show. It'd be a good show for United. But, like, Conte coming out and saying, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the club got rid of me. I'm going to talk about my future. And obviously what happened to United the weekend against City, it's like... Neither team wanted 4th anyway. They just want West Ham or Arsenal to take it off them. I agree with Paddy. I can see United beating Spurs because I think Spurs go win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. And that's kind of the trajectory they're on. So I'm going to say 2-1 United, and I'm going to say Fred.
Are you surprised that Roy Keane hasn't given Micah Richards a dig in the head? Yeah.
No, I think they love each other.
No, because Roy knows himself.
Yeah.
It's not like Roy Keane's
he's really angry at United, and you can see the anger, and you can hear your man and his.
I think a lot of it is show. I think a lot of it is fair. I think that side of it is probably a little bit put on. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, where he's just like you can see he's trying not to laugh so hard. It's brilliant now. It's box office TV. But I think they just get on so well. Like, I think they're really good friends, and I think he knows Richard's just doing it on purpose. Like, it'd be different if like I was like, you wanker, and giving them shit, like, do you know what I mean? But he's just being funny about it.
It's the same way. It's the same way, Paddy. You let Collie wind you up.
Yeah. or like you just let Collie.
And if this wasn't virtual, I'd punch him in the head.
Paddy's handing in his podcast notice.
You wish.
So Connor, you gave me a score prediction, didn't you?
2-1 Fred.
I'm gonna go with. Two shit teams. I'm going to go with 3-3 here, lads. I just think it's going to be an absolute fucking goal fest, and I think it's going to be 3-3. I think United are going to go 2-0 up. I think Spurs will go 3, or it's going to go 2-2, and then United will go 3-2 up, and then it'll be 3-3. I think that's what's going to happen there. It's going to be loads of goals, and United are shit. United are shit. On to the next one. So Chelsea versus Newcastle. Lads, talk to me about this one. Connor, what do you reckon is going to happen here?
I actually think this is going to be a decent game. Newcastle have, was it the second best form in the league at the moment over the last 6 games? They've only dropped 2 points. It was a draw against West Ham away from home. Yeah. Now, I know they haven't played the greatest of competition. In the meantime, they've beaten everyone around them, but they've definitely pulled themselves out of relegation battle. Ryan Fraser on a new lease of life.
It's game over there for Liverpool, just so you know.
Oh yeah, no, that was a while ago. Yeah,
that was ages.
Sorry,
Joe Linton, player of the month for February. Like they have a bit of quality in there now, and it seems that they're heading in the right direction. Do Chelsea still have too much for them? Probably, especially at home. So I'm going to say another title. I'm going to say 2-1 Chelsea, and I'm going to back Kai Havertz to score because he's been playing well recently.
Yeah, Paddy, what do you reckon?
Newcastle 2-0.
Alan Shearer, brace.
Yeah, Alan Shearer is going to score. Yeah.
Are you going with Newcastle?
No, I don't know.
Steve
Heads. Depends, like how is all this Abramovich stuff affecting Chelsea, and how do you feel about it all? I suppose, Collie.
Yeah, I suppose we haven't really talked about it. I know
he was going to let it go past.
Yeah, like Chelsea obviously won their last match 4-0, so I don't think that's affecting them too much.
Yeah, but what do you think about it? Like having Abramovich there as the owner, and you know,
I will address something that was brought up to me in the group where Graham Lawler, who obviously is on the podcast.
No, he's not on the podcast.
Well, he was on the podcast.
He got pranked
by Robbie King.
He cried since.
He came at me and basically he wanted a personal apology from me on behalf of every single Chelsea fan that sang Roman Abramovich's name during the minute's applause in like for Ukraine. Now,
did you sing it?
I didn't sing it. I wasn't watching the match. So
would you have sang it?
Yes. I don't know. Like
what?
I'm at the thing, right, where like, yeah, look, we obviously know the war is obviously the worst thing in the world that could happen, right? But I got into this.
There's a big book coming
I don't want to mix the two, and I know we have to because we talk about everything with football now. I know it's a massive platform. We talk about the LGBT community, which is great. We talk about Black Lives Matter, which is great. We're now talking about war. So we're now wearing rainbow colored armbands. We're now kneeling before we play a match. We're now doing minute silence or minute applause.
This has turned into the Joe Rogan podcast. This is.
I'm just saying. I get everybody wants to like have their say, their political say.
But you're talking about everything here. Let's bring it right down to that incident, right? There was a minute's applause or silence for the Ukraine. There's the war that's going on at the moment.
Yeah.
And the Chelsea fans start singing the name of their owner of their club with the intention of him being a supporter of Putin. Do you think that's right or wrong?
I don't believe he's a supporter of Putin. I believe that he is associated with
right or wrong.
Supporter.
Right or wrong?
Look, I mean,
right or wrong?
You're doing what Lawler done, and if you want an apology from me, you're not getting it.
I'm not looking for an apology. I'm looking for right or wrong. Do you think it's right or wrong what they do?
He's not looking for an apology. He just wants to say those minority of fans who did it weren't correct in doing what they did.
Were they right or wrong?
No, they done it at the wrong stage. They probably shouldn't have done it. But
I
just don't want. All right, okay, they were wrong. But I just don't want. I don't want this whole thing.
Laura, you owe me 20 quid.
It's just political. The whole thing is political now. Like, there's no like. Can we not say thanks to Roman Abramovich? Chelsea wouldn't be where they are if we didn't have Roman Abramovich.
Yeah, but they weren't doing it at that stage.
What? Then what?
They were doing it for one purpose only, and that was just being scumbags at that point.
don't think so.
At that time, they were. If they had done it during the game, I would have totally understood it. If they had just,
support
the owner.
Well, maybe they are. Maybe the fans, the set of fans, do believe that Roman Abramovich is being treated unfairly because of all this. Because there's a war going on in Ukraine and Russia, which Roman Abramovich, the owner of Chelsea.
Hold on. Let's take a few steps back. There's proof that he's benefited from his ruling in Russia, and his ruling has been a dictatorship. So there's proof that he has benefited from that, and he's helped fund.
He helped get Putin in power. Like that's where it all stems back to, is that he actually.
So he started the war.
No, so he was the one that, like, the previous president, obviously he came to him, and then actually he was a part of the party or wherever it was, the group of people that got rid of him and got Putin in power. So it, like, Putin, I can understand. I can understand what you're saying, and I know he's trying to wind me up now, but like at the end of the day, he's one of the best football club owners in the world that's ever existed. And
if I had 4 billion, I'd be the best football club owner as well.
All we're saying is
the Glazers have it.
Collie, but all that's being said is
that was the Ferguson effect.
Fuck off.
They're right in supporting the owner because he is being unjustly prosecuted over this. That's fine. Yeah. But in the 60 seconds of the entire outing of the fucking football match, that's the only 60 seconds that they shouldn't sing his name. That's the only 60 seconds.
But they wanted to show their support in that moment because it's relatable to boy.
They were wrong.
Let me finish, because you keep jumping over me because you know I'm doing this. They wanted to show their support.
Well, why did they do it right then?
It's pointless. We're moving on. Chelsea are going to win 3-0 on this. We're moving on to the next one. Everton and Wolves, lads.
1-0 to Newcastle.
Didier Drogba.
Did you?
And Chris Wood's going to score.
Oh, right, okay. Right, on to the next one because I can't talk to you about Chelsea. Everton and Wolves. Connor, what do you reckon?
Two brutal sides. One who doesn't score enough and one who just concedes too many. I'm going to say 1-1, and I'm going to back. Who's even scored? I'm going to back Richarlison because I think he's back into the squad now.
Paddy? Who's scoring? Nobody. They lost 5-0.
1-0 Everton, and Richarlison.
Well, not like the last week, but
1-0 and Richarlison, was it, Paddy? I'm going to go with 2-1 to Everton because Super Frank is going to turn it around. And I'm going to say... Is Calvert-Lewin's back, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Calvert-Lewin because I think he's due a few goals. Right, on to the next one, lads. Leeds and Norwich. Relegation battle here. Paddy, what do you reckon? Bielsa getting sacked?
I'm going to go 1-0 for Leeds and Dan James to score.
Interesting. Connor, what do you reckon? What do you reckon about fucking Bielsa actually going?
It's a weird one because they owe him so much, but I think they did need a change if they're going to stay in the league. The style of how many times do we speak about his style of football not suiting playing the top 7 clubs, top 8 clubs in the league? It just doesn't. Yeah. They're never going to be a Burnley and grind a 1-1 or a 0-0 against City, or they're never going to be a Palace and grind a 1-1 against Liverpool. It's just never going to happen. They're going to get turned over by the better footballing sides, and there's just too many footballing sides in the league at the moment. Do I believe in Jesse Marsh coming in? No.
Did you see his interview about
he's a strange character. He's a strange man.
Ted Lasso.
Absolute Ted Lasso, like majorly. I think he will play a tighter ship. I think he will try to keep the work ethic high, but play with like a bank of 4, bank of 5 instead of playing like a flat 4-4-2. I think it will be enough to beat Norwich. I can see them beating Norwich 1-0, and I'm going to back Rafinha to score.
Nice one. Paddy, you gave me a score prediction, didn't you?
I did 1-0 and Dan James to score.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna say a convincing win for Leeds here. I'm gonna go 3-0. And I'm gonna say Rafinha's gonna score. I think he kind of not fell out, but he kind of fell out of favour a little bit with Bielsa. He was kind of not starting every game. I know he was probably only back from an injury and stuff like that, but I think he should be playing pretty much 90 minutes every week. So hopefully he scores. So on to the next one. Southampton and Watford, lads. We get score prediction on this one. Poor game. Connor.
Southampton in. Apart from getting smashed by Villa in like a decent run of form, Watford are hot and cold. So I'm going to back Southampton 2-1, and I'm going to say James Ward-Prowse.
Interesting. Paddy?
I'm going to go for a Watford win, 1-0, and Josh King to score.
Interesting. Yeah, lads, I think this is going to be a Southampton win. I'm going to say 2-1 to I'm going to say 2-1 to Southampton. I'm going to say Che Adams to score. On to the next one, West Ham and Villa. Actually, should be a decent enough game. Connor, what do you reckon on this one?
West Ham were good against Liverpool the weekend. They probably should have gotten something out of the game, in fairness, on Saturday. Villa, on the other hand, are the same way that they went on a run of 3 games getting beaten, and they're on the bouncing back up to 2 games in the bounce again, and obviously a good win against Southampton. So I reckon it will be tight. I fancy West Ham to nick it just from the physicality side of things. I'm going to say West Ham 2-1. I'm going to say Mikel Antonio because he caused havoc last week against Liverpool.
Nice one. Paddy?
You're going to go for 2-2 here. I think it'll be 2-2 informed teams. 2-2 Mikel Antonio to score first.
Antonio. I think 2-1 to West Ham here. I think West Ham are probably going to nick here. I'm going to go with Bowen to score. I like Bowen. Lads, can I ask you a question? Who would you rather, Bowen or Saka?
Saka.
Would you?
Yeah, probably would. Well, again, it comes down to what your team need. If you need someone who's a mixture of like a 9 and a winger, you go Bowen, and if you need an 8 and a winger, you'd go Saka.
Yeah, I'd be picking Bowen. Right, on to the next one. Arsenal and Leicester again. Probably a decent game. Paddy, what do you reckon?
Yeah, Arsenal looks strong. Leicester, what happened to them this season? Like it's what a fall from grace. Like it's unbelievable. I can't believe what's that. Like Rodgers next to be gone.
I don't know. Would he be? Could be Lampard.
Yeah. I think it'll be an Arsenal win. I'm gonna go for 1-0 and Lacazette.
Okay. Connor, do you reckon?
Arsenal were disappointing from what I saw in the Watford game. I thought at the back they were like jelly at the back, and even Aaron Ramsdale, who I praised at Christmas time for fucking team of the season so far, was quite disappointing. Leicester, as Paddy said, haven't exactly reached the heights. They go on this phase of they win 6 games in a row. They'll go on a 3-game losing streak. They'll win 6 games in a row. They go on a 3-game losing streak. I think they'll nullify each other. I'm going to say 1-1. I'm going to back Jamie Vardy to score.
Interesting. I actually think that Arsenal are going to win 2-1 here. I just think they have a little bit too much for Leicester. I think Arsenal are flying lately, and I have to admit I'm really impressed with Arteta. Paddy, I think you touched on it near the start of the season that you kind of thought Arsenal were going to have a really good season. Obviously, they had the shit start, and everyone kind of questioned
without the European football, I thought it'd be a big benefit for him. I thought he'd be able to build the squad. He'd have all week to prepare for the games.
Sorry, can I just say as well, actually, the Watford game, Arsenal scored. Well, obviously, Hernandez scored the overhead kick, but I think Arsenal scored 3 of the best goals since the turn of the year in that game as well, with just the one-touch football was back to back to that Jack Wilshere goal from 6 years ago. It was unreal.
Quality. No, I think I have to admit, I give credit to Arteta. Tactically, he's getting things very, very right there, and it's impressive to see. So yeah, I'm gonna go with 2-1 to Arsenal, and I'm gonna say Odegaard score. On to the last game, lads. Crystal Palace and Man City. Connor, how'd you see this one going?
One way, really, isn't it? Unless Vieira can... No, it's not even. If Vieira still tries to shut up shop, he's still going to concede against City somewhere around. It's not like the City of old that weren't good at set pieces. They can still score off of corners with the big 2 lads at the back. I think is Ruben Diaz still out injured?
Probably will. He's not expected back till I think the 10th or 11th of April.
So again, they're going to be relying on John Sounds and Laporte, who are not exactly fucking.
I like them.
They're not exactly League One defenders. Like they're not a Nat Phillips. Like
I'm a fan of John Stones.
So I think City are just too strong all over the park, and again from dead ball as well. So I'm going to back City 2-0, and I'm going to say Gundogan because I reckon he'll start and play.
Interesting. Paddy, what do you reckon?
Palace were the only team to beat Man City this season in the Etihad. Do I think they can do the double over City? Absolutely not. So I'm going to go for a City win.
It sounded so much like that. You're like, no.
Built them up just to fucking tear them all down. Like, love
it. 3-0 City and De Bruyne to score.
Okay. Yeah. Well, look, lads, I don't think it's going to go any other way. I think it's going to be 3-1 to Man City, and I'm going to go with Sterling to score because, why not? Right, lads, that's it on the game week 29.
Collie, who's going to win? Rovers or Bows Friday night?
I'd say Rovers. Do you know who's going to win?
Football.
Football's always the winner.
Who says that? We don't know the name of the players.
No, we know every single player. No, I think Rovers will beat them. Lads, I suppose the League of Ireland is something we're going to be looking a bit more on. Hopefully, we can get a couple of matches together and get a little bit of League of Ireland content out. I think it'd be good for the page. I've done a poll to see who would prefer League of Ireland content versus Premier League, and it was literally 52% to 48%, so a complete split down the middle. So if we can get it was Premier League won by 2%.
Fuck the league.
So look, it'd be good to kind of keep some coverage of both of them. So we'll try to stay up to date with the League of Ireland. I know we slack a little bit on it. But yeah, so look, anyone that's watching, listening, make sure you catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcasts. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Make sure you follow us, subscribe to us there. Share it with your friends.
Selling podcasts in Moore Street there. Get your podcast anywhere you get your podcast.
Get your podcast. 1 for a subscribe, 2 for a like. So look, we are everywhere. We're trying to push it as much as we can. So tell your mates because we're fucking deadly. And there's no one doing what we're doing. We're going to do a shitload of content.
Except every other middle-aged man in fucking Ireland.
Everyone's having a midlife crisis. But we are going to try to get a lot of content out in terms of like doing football challenges and hopefully some golf stuff as well coming up as well. So, So look, lads, we're going to leave it there. We're out of here. But we do have on Sunday at 8:30 Shane McFall coming on, who is obviously over in America at the moment playing with Colorado Hailstorm, I think they're called. I can't remember. They're a newly set up team.
Colorado.
We believe that we will win. I was talking to him about some of them chants already. Said they came out with some belters, so I'm looking forward to talking to him. So, lads, thanks for joining us, and we will see everybody again next week.